If you're over 60 and eating the wrong kind of nuts, you could be speeding up memory loss, joint pain, and even depression. Sounds dramatic? It's not. I've seen it firsthand. But the good news, just a handful of the right nuts each day could reverse all that. I'll reveal the top 4 you must eat and the 4 you absolutely must avoid. Trust me, you'll want to know which one's probably in your cupboard right now because it's the most dangerous of all. I want you to imagine your brain as a precious engine, the kind that needs high-octane fuel to run. Now imagine putting the wrong fuel in it, sugary snacks, bad fats, processed garbage. Over time, it clogs, slows down, breaks down. But the right nuts, they're like brain fuel. They contain omega-3s, vitamin E, fiber, magnesium nutrients your aging brain craves. In fact, the National Institutes of Health found that older adults who regularly eat certain nuts have better memory, better mood, and even better movement. I've seen this change firsthand. People who could barely focus are now reading books again, laughing more, living more, and it starts with a handful of the right kind. Walnuts are like nature's little brain. Seriously, cut one open and look inside. It even looks like the human brain, but beyond looks, it's what's inside that counts. Walnuts are packed with alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that reduces brain inflammation. They also boost blood flow to the brain and improve mood by supporting serotonin levels. One of my patients, Edna, 76 years old, had been feeling forgetful, tired, even depressed. We added just a small handful of walnuts to her daily routine. 3 months later, her focus improved, she felt calmer, and her blood pressure even dropped. So simple, so powerful. Don't underestimate it. Let me tell you a story about Joe, an 82-year-old veteran who struggled with joint pain, brittle bones, and insomnia. When we looked at his diet, it was missing magnesium and vitamin E, 2 powerhouse nutrients found in almonds. Just 23 almonds a day, that's it. Gave him more energy, stronger bones, and better sleep. Almonds are also rich in antioxidants that protect the brain from oxidative stress, which accelerates aging. And here's the bonus they're filling. Seniors who eat almonds are less likely to snack on sugary junk. It's a win-win. So grab a small handful daily. Just don't go overboard. Too much of anything is still too much. Now, pistachios are the underdog. Most people think of them as a snack at parties, but few realize how powerful they are for the brain and heart. They contain lutein and zeaxanthin compounds that support eye health, especially critical for seniors. But even more exciting, they improve gut health by feeding the good bacteria. And what do we now know? Gut health equals brain health. One of my clients, Rosa, age 69, was struggling with brain fog and stomach issues. I had her replace salty chips with shelled pistachios. Not only did her digestion improve, but she said, "I feel clearer in my head." That's no coincidence. That's real, scientific nutrition working. This one surprises people. Brazil nuts aren't just tasty. They're one of the best sources of selenium. And guess what? Selenium helps regulate mood and reduces anxiety, something many seniors quietly battle. But the trick is, don't overdo it. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day is enough. More than that can actually become harmful. I remember a man named Charles, 74 years old, who hadn't laughed in months. He just felt down. Turns out his selenium levels were low. After a month of Brazil nuts, just 1 per day, his mood lifted, his energy returned, and he started painting again. Isn't that beautiful? Food really is medicine. It's not just about what you eat, it's about what you avoid. Because the wrong nuts can cause inflammation, raise cholesterol, and even mess with your digestion. It shocks people when I say this, but yes, some nuts are better left out of your pantry. They're either too processed, too salty, or too full of omega-6 fats that trigger inflammation. And if you already have arthritis, brain fog, or heart issues, these nuts can make it worse. So let's go over the 4 you should avoid at all costs. Your health depends on it. I know. Everyone loves peanuts. They're cheap, they're everywhere, they taste good. But here's the truth. They're not even real nuts. They're legumes. And they're one of the most mold-prone foods on the planet. Peanuts often contain aflatoxins, toxic compounds that have been linked to liver damage and even cancer. Plus, they're high in omega-6s, which fuel inflammation. I once had a patient with terrible arthritis pain. He thought peanuts were healthy. We cut them out, and in weeks, his swelling went down. Coincidence? Not at all. Sometimes removing one food changes everything. This one surprises people. Cashews seem harmless, even fancy, but they're loaded with phytic acid, which blocks nutrient absorption. That means the good stuff you eat, you might not absorb it as well. Cashews also have a high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, and that imbalance promotes inflammation. I worked with a sweet woman named Linda, age 71, who was struggling with skin rashes and fatigue. Turned out she was snacking on roasted cashews all day. We swapped them for walnuts and pistachios, and her symptoms vanished. It's not magic. It's just biology working with you, not against you. Okay, hear me out. Macadamia nuts aren't toxic, but they are so calorie dense and low in fiber that they can easily lead to weight gain in seniors who are less active. And here's the thing. Excess fat, especially belly fat, increases your risk for diabetes, memory decline, even depression. Macadamias are also low in protein, so they don't keep you full. I'm not saying you can't have one on occasion, but this should not be a daily nut for older adults. Use them as a rare treat, not a daily staple. You want nutrition that works for your brain, not against it. Now, this one is obvious, but still important. Sugary, honey-coated, or chocolate-covered nuts are not health food. They spike blood sugar, increase cravings, and feed bad gut bacteria. One client, a lovely man named Ray, 68 years old, thought he was eating healthy by having trail mix, but it was 70% candied nuts and chocolate. When we removed those and replaced them with plain raw nuts, his energy skyrocketed and his blood sugar stabilized. So remember, if it's shiny, sticky, or sugary, skip it. Your future self will thank you. You know, most people think that aging means losing your memory, your energy, your joy, but it doesn't have to be that way. I've seen 70, 80, even 90-year-olds completely turn their brain health around. The truth is, your brain can heal, but only if you treat it right. We spend our whole lives taking care of everything else, our families, our homes, our jobs, but no one teaches us how to take care of the one thing that runs everything, our brain. I've worked with thousands of older adults who felt lost, foggy, anxious, and with the right food, the right sleep, the right habits, everything changed. It didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. So if you're watching this and wondering, is it too late for me? Let me be clear. No, it's not. Your brain is waiting for you to start today. Not next week, not when it gets worse. Right now, try one thing today. Maybe walk 20 minutes. Maybe swap sugar for something green. Maybe just breathe and give yourself permission to slow down. You still have time. You still have power. And your brain, it's ready to heal.